Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're finally going to talk about this Ineos Grenadier thing that's going on in our industry. Ineos, most people are like, what is Ineos? I think they sponsor soccer or something. That's right, they do. Ineos is actually an oil and gas company, and they also build cars. They build really cool cars, like these two sitting in our shop right here. This is the Ineos Grenadier. I've got a standard Grenadier with some options that I've chosen, and then this is RE Global's Grenadier, and it's the Fieldmaster version, which comes with raised air intake and some other accessories, a bumper and a winch, things like that from the factory. So you're wondering, what are you doing with these Grenadiers? Why do you have these? These don't look like vans. Well, I'm going to tell you about why. So the one thing that these share with the van industry is the same bolt pattern on the wheels, the same bolt pattern, the same center bore. So we can use wheels on these that we use on the Sprinters already. And I think honestly, that's probably a big driving factor of why a lot of these van companies have got these trucks. I think we're number 8 or 9 out of some of my industry buddies that own companies in the van space that have also bought these trucks and are building really cool stuff for them. So I'm gonna walk you around the trucks, show you what they're all about, what they look like on the inside, the outside, and then talk about some of the cool products that we're importing, manufacturing, and installing here in Colorado for these vehicles. They're extremely capable. I've been able to take mine off-road a little bit so far, both before and after a suspension install. I'm very impressed. It's actually a lot of fun to drive. When you compare it to a van, it's obviously a far more capable vehicle, front and rear lockers, and a much shorter wheelbase, much lighter vehicle. So they perform really well off-road, and I've had a lot of fun in it so far. Let me go ahead and show you around the cars, talk about what we've done already, talk about what else we have coming in from overseas for these vehicles, and some big news that we have going on here at the HQ, and just kind of explain why we're doing what we're doing and tell you a little bit about these vehicles. So check it out. All right, guys. I'm shorthanded today. It's Sunday, so I just wanted to get a video out. So we're going to do this kind of just me talking or selfie style here, and I'll just kind of point at what I'm talking about on these two trucks. This is Andreas with RE Global's truck. I misspoke earlier. I said it was a Fieldmaster. This is actually a Trial Master. The Grenadier, Fieldmaster, and Trial Master denote different packages from Grenadier. So in this case, his came with a raised air intake, looks like a snorkel, and a factory winch with a synthetic line, and a couple of other features that mine didn't have. I didn't opt for those because I knew I was going to put on an aftermarket bumper, which CA Tuned pulled through. This is their first in their production line of Grenadier bumpers. So it's a 3-piece bumper. I put a Warren 12,000-pound winch in it. Definitely overkill, but it's what we had on hand for the vans. And if I'm out wheeling with vans, hey, might as well be able to pull them out. So we did this in a custom powder coat. My boy Eric at San Juan Fab, I can't thank those guys enough. You know, he doesn't have a social media or anything like that, so I really can't give him credit. But he basically took this bumper and turned it around same day. And we did a color called Rainbow's End, which is absolutely insane. It's a metal flake, rainbow kind of color. But when you stand back, it almost looks black like the truck. And then we did some red accents in the little grill inserts. But I'm telling you, when this is outside in the sun, it is unbelievably cool. So I'll get you some video of that out in the sun here soon. The trucks themselves are both Donny Gray in color, which is a metallic charcoal gray, almost black kind of color. Inside here in the fluorescent light, it looks pretty gray. But when you get it outside, it's got, hints of black, really, really deep gray. It's a really cool color. It's kind of like the bumper. It changes color with different lighting, and I really dig it. I'm sending this to Blackout Graphics tomorrow, and we're going to do some really cool custom vinyl work on it. It's not going to be the same color as that, I'll tell you that. You got a little hint here with the bumper. I'll let you guys guess what you think it's going to be, but it is going to be very cool and very tasteful, and hopefully we can convince Andreas to do something cool with his. So just another overview on the truck here. Let's look inside real quick so you can get a feel for the interior. Never mind the mud. It's raining out and I did not clean it when I pulled it in. So there's the overhead, your main console. It's pretty utilitarian. It does have Recaro seats, which are actually really comfortable. and I opted for the cloth because it gets pretty hot over here in the summer. So I went with the cloth. They're really comfortable seats though. And one of my favorite features is the Safari window. So these windows open up just like that. So when you're driving down the highway, you have a little ventilation. They look cool from the outside as well. But one of the coolest things is you can take those off completely, very easily. Pop that window out completely. And then you have a nice spot to, I don't know, whatever you do with the sunroof that comes out. Hunt for elephants or something, I guess, on a safari. Here's the back seat, pretty spacious. Again, pretty utilitarian, nothing too terribly fancy, but it's just right for what we are gonna do with this truck. There's the back. Both of these come with the factory full-size spare tire. And then on his Trial Master, he got the ladder from the factory. I'll put on an aftermarket ladder on mine. Then let's check out the back here. On mine, I already put in the CA tuned slide out tray, which this thing is super handy, and I'm gonna be loading it up here. Let me put the phone down real quick. We're loading it up here with some gear soon. We did this piece in Rainbow's End as well, which as you can see is a pretty insane color, but it allowed enough space underneath where I could put my subwoofer enclosure, which I'm pretty pumped on because I'm gonna do a ridiculous stereo system for this truck. So stay tuned for that. That's the back of it. Normally they're, just empty in the back here. We could actually go look at RRE's truck here and I'll show you the difference. Actually, it's got a little moving blanket in here. We have some gear in the back, but that's your factory rear compartment. They have an inline 6-cylinder gasoline powered engine and it has turbo. It does scoot along quite nicely, especially when you're used to driving these big heavy vans, but it sounds a little underwhelming. So I wanted to fix that right away. And I did with a Miltech exhaust. So it's a full stainless steel exhaust. It goes from the cat back, and I opted for the polished stainless tips. I didn't go with carbon or anything too fancy. It doesn't require a lot of modifications. You can see the exhaust there, but it replaces this huge monstrosity here. All this is what it replaces. Super clean, and it sounds amazing. I'll give you some sound clips here of the truck running. Let's just fire it up real quick. Actually, yeah, so I'll give you some sound clips of it running. So as you're looking at the two trucks side by side, there's a couple of differences you can see right away. Obviously, the front bumper is different because I've changed that, but mine is sitting significantly higher, and it's not due to tires. These are stock wheels and tires. It's, again, the same bolt pattern as the vans. A 245, 75, 16 BFG tire, 16-inch steel wheel, and they both have the stock wheels right now. I am gonna change mine out. We're gonna do an owl talon wheel on this. Powder coated a custom color, of course. And then Andreas is bringing in some Delta wheels for his, which are gonna look really, really good. But let's just compare ride height for 1 second because I know we're gonna get asked this question a lot. The reason mine is higher is the suspension. So up front, we got 29.25 to a standard reference point, and in the back, 31.25. On Andreas's, 30 inches in the back, and then up front, just under 28 inches. The reason mine's higher is the KW suspension that I put on. It's KW owns Ryger. Ryger builds incredible suspension for all of the Dakar race trucks, rally cross. They're huge in the off-road world, and a lot of folks in the US have not heard of them, but a lot of folks have heard of KW. And we've done KW stuff in the van space for a while now, and they do a ton in the racing world. But you can see beautiful dampers, beautiful purple springs. Yeah, I'm a fan. So they're fully adjustable dampers. You've got high and low speed compression and rebound. You've got a beautiful progressive coil that not only adds a bit of ride height, but greatly improves your driving experience. So this is gonna be pretty much our standard package when it comes to these trucks. KW suspension, a bumper offering. We're gonna have some lighting upgrades available as well from various companies here in the US. Some interior additions. Inhabit Mats is building us some beautiful floor mats for the Grenadier, which will be available for resale. We've got a ton of roof rack products from both the US and overseas, but primarily we're gonna be carrying and installing the Black Sheep Innovations products from Switzerland here on these trucks. and we will be the exclusive dealer for Black Sheep Innovations products here in the US. So check out their products, really nice stuff. We've got MOLLE panels going on the back doors, so you have ability to store stuff between this L-track and the roof. On this side, you've got options to put stuff on these doors. They're really configurable for a lot of your off-road type stuff. I actually love the truck how it looks right now. So I kind of hate to clutter it up, but I've got to put some gear on it. We've got to have some stuff for off-roading. So we're gonna put accessories on there. We'll put some lighting on it. And of course, a stereo. Built in France. Let's check it out. Ineos. You're wondering about the motor. I'm gonna explain that here in just a second. British and German flag, built in France. What's going on here with this truck? Well, it's a British company. They've partnered with BMW. This is a BMW B58 engine. So it's an inline six turbo engine, gasoline powered. I'll need to look up the specs, refresh my memory on the horsepower output of it and the torque, but it is a nice snappy motor, 8-speed transmission. And when you're used to driving these big monsters, this thing feels like a dang sports car. A lot of fun to drive, a lot of fun to wheel. What else do we have under the hood here? This is a compressor here from our friends over at CA Tune. They came up with this mounting location and sourced the compressors, TJM compressor from Australia. 100% duty cycle on this. It wires in nicely here to your 12-volt power supply system, and 100% duty cycle, so you can attach your air lines there, fill up all your tires, just let it run, no worries at all. They do have nice provisions under the hood for attaching accessories such as a winch. So winch power was easy to source, compressor power was easy. There's not a ton of space under here, but what I'm really excited about is that this is a BMW motor. And guess what's available for that? Exhaust, turbos, cylinder heads, pistons, you name it, all kinds of super cool, pretty dang heavy duty performance products are available for this motor that we just have to figure out exactly what's going to work best in this particular application, what's going to work best in this particular application, and then actually install it on my truck and see how it goes. It's a pretty cool little power plant. Overall, this is a great package. I mean, I think your MSRP on these trucks, depending on the options that you pick, are going to be between the high 70s and around 90,000 for the truck. And then you can still have some wiggle room there to add some accessories and aftermarket stuff and make it not only extremely capable, but also very uniquely yours with your style. So we're pretty dang pumped about having this at the Adrenaline HQ. We are installing, again, many people's components on these things, from CA Tuned, RE Global, Black Sheep Innovations, SPP, KW/Riger, TJM, and more. Inhabit Design Works, like I mentioned. So there's a lot of cool stuff gonna be coming for them, and we will keep you posted on all of it. And we'll be adding this to the website as well, so check that out, adrenalinevans.com/Ineos Grenadier. I should get this thing registered so I don't get a ticket. Those are the new trucks. That's the latest edition. Thank you all very much for watching. Appreciate it. Stay tuned. Watch the website. Watch our social media. We're going to be posting up a lot of this stuff. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Stay tuned to this channel. And also, if you're interested in seeing more of this kind of stuff, more of the diesel performance stuff that we do on the car side of things, or anything non-van related, be sure to check out our social media for that, which is Adrenaline HQ USA. And we're doing, features on all these kinds of trucks, Tundras, Raptors, other trucks and vehicles that we build and that we modify for our customers. So if you want to see something other than vans, be sure to check out that channel. And again, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned. This is going to be a fun one.